And here is Nunavut Premier P.J. Akeeagok in Iqaluit with APTN's Trevor Wright with more on yesterday's devolution signing.
According to Nunavut Premier P.J. Akeeagok, this week's devolution journey started with the fight to make Nunavut a territory.
It has been the vision of Nunavut for many decades. Its formal devolution started then, and for us to be able to continue, that has been a top priority. Every bilateral meeting I've had with the Prime Minister, we've identified devolution being a critical component for us to conclude, because it will allow us to start taking on these responsibilities and for us to reap the benefits of the incredible wealth we have in the territory with the non-renewable, and for us to really start building the foundations of our economy.
Akeeagok says this devolution builds upon learned experiences from past devolution agreements and says he's confident the government will be ready when the implementation period begins this April and ends 3 years after.
Of learning from previous experiences and the amount of work that's required to devolve these responsibilities is something we looked at. So I'm confident with the 3 years that we'll be able to really put work into drafting legislation and then going through the House here and ensuring that we have the necessary strategies in place and the investments rolled out to ensure that come April 1, 2027 that we're ready.
The federal government will be transferring many assets during devolution. The most critical, the Premier says, is the people.
There's a lot of work before us with legislation drafting. We'll have to look at transferring the different assets, whether it's the office building spaces, and looking at the assets of really the most important pieces of people, the employees that will help us manage the resources and do the workload in terms of the responsibility of taking devolution on.
Once that capacity is built, he says, the territory can better take control of its natural resources.
It will allow us to be able to start preparing of what we could do with our resources that are here. We're very fortunate. We currently have 4 existing mines where we see incredible employment opportunities, incredible contracting opportunities that come with it. But we're also very open on finding that balanced approach to what economies we want to see. There's a conservation economy that we've seen in some areas. So it's really finding that balance that's going to be critical moving forward. But part of that will obviously be the importance of looking at what we could do with the royalties that will now come to the government of Nunavut.
Ensuring Inuit are given opportunities was an important topic throughout the devolution negotiations for NTI and the Premier. He says they believe they have a good foundation.
Human resources really is what I said is the most important asset we're talking about as we're devolving, taking on this very important responsibility. And through that process, we've been working very closely throughout the negotiations with our partners, with the federal government, as well as Nunavut Incorporated. And through that, we've identified a comprehensive strategy that really targets what we could do to enhance the Inuit employment as we're taking on this responsibility from the federal government.
Premier Akeeagok said this moment wouldn't be possible without the work of past premiers.
I feel very honored and humbled to just look back at the incredible leadership, the former premiers who really started pushing, and I look at former Premier Paul O'Connell, Eva Aria, Peter Taptuna, Pa Huasa, Joe Savikata, and the incredible advancements they made for us to realize this moment. But I really feel that we've built upon the trajectory that those leaders really brought us here. But like in any negotiations, there's always differences, and really it's one where all 3 partners, I really think, pushed extremely hard to ensure it's a win-win-win scenario. When Nunavut succeeds, Canada succeeds.
While Nunavut still faces many challenges, the largest being its housing crisis. Premier Akeeagok is confident about the future ahead.
Listen, if we walked away from the challenges, Nunavut wouldn't be here. And I think that strong foundation of the patience of Nunavut, of patience of Inuit, and really that strong vision that came from the leaders that we were very fortunate to have, we wouldn't be here today. So with that, I think I have full confidence moving forward that we will be able to continue to progress Nunavut to a brighter future.
Trevor Wright, APTN National News, Akeeagok.